Well, at least it wasn't any of the top four riders. They're on the grid, so 2 are 5 and 6. A gap for 7. There's 8. There's one gap on the next row, another gap. There's 2 gaps on the next, 2 on the last, and we are missing. In fact, obviously there's been a few others because we're missing more than 4 spaces since we'd qualified earlier today. So here we go now with our Mike Perra Motorsport Park start. This is Avon City Motorcycles Grand Prix weekend racing. Great start for our Super Sport to get away. And the update for these guys, 5 laps. So no mucking around for them. So effectively straight off the line with a 5-lapper. And Brad, we've had a better start this time.
Yeah, we've had a much better start. All got away clean. They're all into Flexiplas and neat and tidy through there. Awesome stuff. And looked to be young Daniel Jenkins again getting away with a good start. And that time Matt Hoogie got a shocker of a start, just bogged down in that awesome little RS125 with the 4-stroke 150 engine. So he looks like he's carving through Icom at the moment. You can see the smaller bike in there as well. So look out for the 10 of Matt Hugenboozem on Hoogie Racing. The RS125 frame with a 150, I think it's a CB 150 4-stroke engine in it. So that's the awesome orange bike of Daniel Jenkins, well out in front. He was pole position by nearly 3 seconds, so that just shows you the class of him out there. But then the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th into Fulton Hogan's the one we're watching at the moment.
All right, a change, and we can see that whoever was there in 3rd place has just slipped back 1 if not 2, because that's how tight and intense it is for the racing. But certainly looking out for Brent Mann. He's done the hard yards so quickly in this race, and this is a 150 buffer like we've not seen before. You'd almost think that this was junior or senior racing. I've always been thinking that it's almost sort of power and age combinations as well. So looking at the weight of the riders might be a significant factor and one way to have it handicapped and be a little bit closer together. But we love it. It's been around here in Canterbury for so long. And I'll tell you what, this is great credit to Team Jones for all of the work that they've done here to create this class and see it grow and foster. So just fantastic to see, and these are the fruits of it. On the Rock FM sweep for the first time here at Ruapuna, the Mike Perra Motorsport Park, and our Super Sport 150s ready to update as they come through on the line. And there's that advantage. That is huge, Brad.
Yeah, Daniel Jenkins, the class of his own. And then look at the that we talked about, the RS125 frame. Matt Hoogie going through on Brent Cotton there. So Brent Cotton, no slouch on a motorcycle. So he's in 3rd place at the moment. And, awesome stuff as they head into Flexiplas. There's definitely a 3-way battle there for 2nd place with Bobby Brickety in there as well. So awesome stuff as they have a massive tussle heading out of Flexiplas and down the Liquimolly Straight.
All right, so keeping an eye on the program here at the moment for 916, Bobby Preschetti from Christchurch on the Kawasaki Ninja 250. You've got Suzuki FXR 150, so that's the 4-stroke as well. You've got the Matt Hoogie machine we've talked about, which has got a CB 150 engine inside a Honda RS125 frame. So he's actually one of the riders we can pick up in the silhouette when you go down the likes of Icom Straight, because of the fact that it's a much smaller bike than the standard 150. It's a Grand Prix bike after all. In this case, it's just the chassis, and it's now had a different engine put in it. We've seen that a lot over the years. There's been a number of rolling chassis that we've seen, everything from up to 450cc motocross engines tucked inside them, as the likes of Lee Tibman has recently done to conquer a fantastic Suzuki series that he was able to achieve after a year off through injury, and a great comeback this year, and pipping Jacob Stroud, who unfortunately had it in the bag until throwing it away in one vital race that left it wide open for the title change there. All right, here we are back to our racing at the moment and looking out for Daniel Jenkins. Man, oh man, what a star this man is, and in flying good form indeed at this stage as well. So looking to our update for our class, the number 16. Daniel Jenkins out of Christchurch, courtesy of Manscaped. He too has got one of the FXR 150s. So it's the 4-stroke bike as well. I'd suggest that engine's had a little bit of work done to it. There won't be too much stock about that. Maybe the fact that it's still a 150 as he goes staunchly fast past.
So we've got the number 7 there, the time penalty for number 7. So that's the Gary Oliver, the awesome Red Bull KTM livery there. So jump start penalty for him. Unfortunately, as we see them all come through, so an awesome class this, and anywhere from 152 strokes, 154 strokes, 250 4 strokes in there as well, and a big mixture of bikes. Some naked bikes. There's a Duke 200 out there, KTM engine. So awesome bikes, and some fully fairing sewer bike looking replicas out there as well. So absolutely brilliant. A Super Sport 150 it's called, and brought to you by Muzz's Bike.
And hey, we've got a couple of our riders in the high vis as well, so that's effectively put out there as a warning. They'll be newcomers, completely from a point of view of, hey, just saying we're out there, we're learning the game, be aware of us and understand. It's a bit like putting an L plate on a new driver on the roads as well, so well done there. Hey, 919 for Ryan Honey out there, he too on the FXR 150. So to give you an idea, we've got an FXR 150 at the front of the field and one further back of the field as well. So it's not so much about the bike, but more about the pilot, and just watching now and see what Matt Hoogie can do. This is the only round Max competing in. Of course, the young man studying hard, working hard, and looking after life in general. Hasn't got the time or the budget to be into road racing, not a full-time employee, as big brothers are, and able to afford a little bit more road racing. So here he is doing the wise move and just enjoying his home track, hometown meeting here at Mike's Pero Motorsport Park.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that gap. It's 4.4 as they crossed the line last time round, so we'll see if that awesome little 150 of his is making any headroad. But Daniel Jenkins, what a performance. He's well out in front of this one. He's down and out of the rock, sweeping down the front straight. And then we see the smaller silhouette, Matt Hugenbotham, on the RG 150. Coming through, we'll have a look at the time. It looks to be a good battle for third place as well, so we'll keep an eye on that one. So it's gone to 5.7, so it's actually growing that gap out in the lead. So Daniel Jenkins just showing how much of a class act he is at the moment.
Brad, the thing to point out is that's an FXR 150. We've got the Ctas 150. The Ctas time, new time at a 204 as we've talked about. These guys are at a 153, so you're talking about no way are these a standard 150 such as we see with the Ctas. So they've had a little bit more work done to them.
Yeah, I'd say so. And the other thing, the little Ctas only air cooled, and all the yeah, it's all pretty standard stuff, all pretty simple. Cost-effective racing. These things are purebred race machines, so although you've probably got similar CCs, probably a little bit more stuff under the hood, as we like to say. But Matt Hoogie, awesome to see him. He's through Fulton Hogan S's at the moment on that beautiful RS125 frame with the 150 engine in it, so a bit of awesome Hoogie racing ingenuity in second place at the moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, when we saw that bike yesterday, Matt said, well, he'd picked it up a while ago, but hadn't had a chance to do much work to it. And in all politeness, yes, needed quite a bit of maintenance. And for example, the wiring loom was just literally cable tied to the chassis, hadn't been incorporated with the chassis and tucked out of the way. So lots of work to do to it. But I'll tell you what, it was quite a squeeze to get the CB 150 engine inside that 125. So yeah, a little bit more work to do and some improvements. And people have talked about what a little rocket ship the bike is. And I'll tell you what, when you got Matt, former New Zealand 125 champion on board, you're talking about a winner for sure. Speaking of a winner, the Honda medical car for NZSBK 2019. This car will be doing the series, and we thank Honda Cars immensely for it. Check out your local Honda car dealer and check out the amazing CRV. And this new one, the 1500cc turbo, and putting out a massive 140 kilowatts for a tiny car like that. It's certainly Power Plus with all the technology to go with it.
Here we go, and Interflexer pass white flag out. So one more lap to go for Daniel Jenkins in charge of this one, Matt Hoogie, and then go back to Bro Machete in third place with Brent Con in fourth. So that's four completely different machines. You've got the FXR 150 out in front, and you've got a home-built CB 150 engine and a 125 frame. Then you go back to a Ninja 250 4-stroke, and then back to a KTM 200. So just an awesome way to come and go racing.
All right, indeed, courtesy of Muzzer Bikes, your motorcycle smash repair specialist at home at Horton Street here in Sydenham in the city. So repaints, restoration, graphics, plastic welding, fuel tank repairs, fiberglass, race bike fairing repairs, and Ducati race bike and custom builds as well. Muzzersbikes.co.nz, proud to support NZSBK. You'll love them. They're a long-time supporter of some great racing. Bring it on as we look for the update. And over to you, Brad.
Coming out of the Christchurch Casino Carousel, that'd be an awesome corner to go around on a little 150. Just hold the gas right on around there. He's going to head into Southern Salvage with a massive lead. It was up on over 6.5 seconds as he crossed the line last time, so unbelievable stuff. It's up to about 7.9 seconds now, so a massive performance. Just a 5-lapper to have that sort of advantage heading into the dipper as Matt Hoogie's just heading into Southern Salvage, so an absolute dominant performance. Daniel Jenkins, we can't say enough about that at the moment. Matt Hoogie just coming in and out of the dipper, so that's an awesome ride. Didn't get the best of starts, was back in about 6th place at one stage, and now in a commanding second. So out of the rock sweeper and down the front straight, checkered flag is waiting, and it will be Daniel Jenkins on the FXR 150 will take the checkered flag and the race 1 win for the 150 Super Sport class. And then we look back to the 10 of Matt Hugenbosom, Hoogie Racing. He gets second place with a good ride there, and then look for the big ninja of Bobby Preschetti in third place. Awesome stuff there, and then looks to be Brent Cotton still in fourth place. So like we said, 4 completely different bikes and completely different riders in the Super Sport 150 class. That's the Shannon Guthrie entry in 5th place, and then they're all starting to come over the line. You can hear a difference of 2 strokes and 4 strokes coming over. That's the number 7 there of Gary Oliver. He had a time penalty, so we're not sure what's going to happen to his 9th place there. Mike Stein comes over, round out the top 10 as they look. So a 153 was the 152.9, sorry, fastest lap of the race by Daniel Jenkins, and just a massive different range of bikes out there, and fantastic.
Great to see, and great to have another one of our sponsors on board, Mega Motorcycle Centre. Delighted to have Parts and Sales. It says Parts and Sales Specialist Sam with us. Well, I just saw the name Sam here and put 2 and 2 together till somebody said, oh yeah, that was our mate Sam. I said, oh, Sam stayed at our place. He's a good guy. So, hey Sam, Parts and Sales at Mega Motorcycle Centre. This place is exploding. Are you having some fun there?
Yeah, it's really fantastic. Since Dina Charlotte took over, it's just gone from strength to strength and expanded a huge amount. What we used to do in the workshop was very basic, just tyre fitting and basic servicing. Now we're doing everything from, building TQ motors and superbike motors, and turning 4-cylinder superlight bikes into 3-cylinders, and suspension work and everything. And being a parts guy, it's exciting because you get to do all these new and exciting things that I didn't used to do. So yeah, I'm loving it, and it's just getting bigger and better, as you can see. So yeah.
Awesome indeed. Hey, as well, still an opportunity to be involved around race people, so it's still fun for you. Have you got a bike? What are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, unfortunately, I broke my leg last year playing basketball, of all things, the safe sport that I do.